Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to the weekend preview for Fantasy Football and our Predictor League. And we have to start by saying a big congratulations to the real villain. We thought we were coming for him last week. You come at the king, you best not miss because he's come back and won the Golden Cap. So well done ahead of, I'm never quite sure how I should be saying that, but UKILFC. I don't know anyway. Well done to them. Myself had a decent week, as did Gaz Monster and Rujistan, and we can see everybody else going down there to Pompey Canuck. And if we go and have a quick look at the leaderboards, as close as it was looking like it was getting, there goes the real villain off into the distance again. That is out to a 7-point gap. Myself, I'm back up into third ahead of Parramatta Power and Adam Riley, Kebrov, and all the way down to everybody else there. You can see, UK... Good week. Could you get yourself up into the top 10 if you continue on that form? You've got to say decent chance. There is a link if you do want to join this. It's a little bit late in the day, but there's still a weekly Golden Cup glory to be had down in the description. There's a link if you do want to join in. Let's go and have a look at what we have upcoming this week. And I know there's one game upcoming this week that I'm particularly scared about considering what happened last night. But let's start with Norwich versus Brighton. Norwich looked doomed. Brighton... maybe less so. It's a big game for both teams. I'm going to say maybe 2-1 Brighton. Let's go with that. Leicester versus Crystal Palace. Leicester's in terrible form. Crystal Palace are slightly better. This probably has 0-0 written all over it, doesn't it? Manchester United versus Bournemouth. Now, there's nothing sure in my mind that Manchester United will lose this because I really need them to win. But there's nothing about the recent form that suggests that's going to happen. So let's say 3-0. Wolves versus Arsenal. This is the game of the weekend. I don't think that's a stupid thing. Is there anything else there that I should be looking at as game of the weekend? Maybe Tottenham, Everton. But I think this is going to be a really, really good game. I think there could be goals. So I'm going to say 2-1 to Wolves. Yeah, let's go with that at home. Chelsea versus Watford. Chelsea, I really, really do want you to not stuff up like you did against West Ham for me. That could be devastating for Villa. Let's say 2-0. They'll get a response there. Burnley versus Sheffield United. If there's ever a game that said 1-0, this is it, isn't it? So let's go with that. Newcastle versus West Ham. Bruce, I really need you to keep your good form going here for me, please. I'm a little bit concerned that West Ham is... gonna just realise that they actually have a team full of good players. This I am scared about. Why did Liverpool have to get smashed the game before they play Villa? I really, I don't even know if 4's enough. I'm really scared. Really, really scared. Southampton versus Manchester City. Manchester City's on a tear. Southampton will probably do their best, but they're decent. Maybe 2-0. Maybe a 2-goal win is more realistic there. Tottenham versus Everton. Well, difficult to predict this one, isn't it? Everton look a decent team after the break. Spurs have been a little bit up and down. It's probably a 1-1, isn't it? Let's face it. Mourinho, Ancelotti, they'll both probably take a point. So there we go. That is that. So don't forget to do your tips if you haven't already. Let's have a quick look at the fantasy football. It was a relatively even round last week, except for Vulture FC, who had a stinker. And just when I thought it was done, they've let Cobra Chickens back in, and I don't think I have a chance. But if a couple more weeks like that, and they just might. So Cobra Chickens won the week ahead of myself and Jokers FC. An average squad and Maths Bandits at the bottom there. They had a decent week themselves. If you have a quick look at what I'm doing this week with my team, I'm more or less sticking with the same 11 as last week. Obviously, I've got Mo Salah as captain, Alexander-Arnold as vice-captain, because I really do fear what they're going to do to my Aston Villa. So we're going to stick with Pope in goal against Sheffield United, Alexander-Arnold, Connor Cody, and do I want Connor Cody in the defence? Do I want a Burnley defender, probably? I probably want a Burnley defender ahead of him, don't I? Quick game's a good game here. No, let's stick with that. That was my initial thought. So we're going to have Fernandez, who's absolutely ripping up the league with William, Salah, and Martial. How's my midfield? Just quietly. Loving that. There's a moment of realization as I see my fantasy team midfield there. And we're going to go with Calvert-Lewin, Jimenez, and Andre. Do I want AU? Maybe I don't want AU and I want a Burnley defender. Let's go with that. Yeah, let's go with that. So a game day, a kickoff decision there in the tunnel before game that Tarkovsky's going to come in and we will drop AU. So Sheffield United scoring about 6 goals and AU getting himself a hat-trick this weekend. Now, one other thing I do want to quickly update you on is the fantasy baseball. I got an email. Basically, everything is set up now for the start of the new season, assuming that it does end up going ahead. So we've got 4 players here that have come in to join. What I'll do is I'll send out all the information again. My plan is to do it this week. Excuse me, this weekend. And then maybe next weekend after, I don't think a draft is going to work because we have people all around the world in different time zones, so nailing down a time for a draft it's not going to be fair to do that. So what I think I'll do is we'll do the so where you sort of select what you want and the game sort of auto drafts your next top pick kind of thing. That's my understanding of how that'll work. So I'll give you heaps of notice as to exactly when that's going to take place. I'm thinking we'll probably do it the week before the season starts. So that's about, it might be 2 weeks, 2 weekends time. But I'll send out all the information if you are a Patreon supporter, so you'll get that. But guys, that'll do it for today. Hopefully everybody enjoys their weekend of football. I'm excited because Formula One's back as well. I'll leave a link down in the description. Actually, no, I won't leave a link, but if you want to join the Formula One fantasy, I did leave a link here in the banter section, so that all that information is there, so go and join that as well. But guys, take care.